What's the word, y'all? This is Werds Illah, aka Drew Skills, aka Ill doing it too. This is the Werds Illah podcast. And today I am here with my good friend, my brother, my longtime friend, B Dizz Da Rockstar of Super Obvious on YouTube. Y'all look him up, subscribe to the channel. B Dizz, say what's up to the people.
Yo, what up, man? This is B Dizz Da Rockstar, part of Super Obvious, and I'm on the Werds Illah podcast, and we are going to talk about power.
Power, y'all. Y'all know what it is. The show produced and brought to us by one and only 50 Cent.
50.
So we've already had 4 seasons. We're getting ready to go into season 5, which will be on July 1st, this Sunday. So I think what we wanted to do was to come to y'all and have a quick discussion about predictions we had for what we might see with happening with the characters that happen to still be alive.
The ones that aren't dead.
Because it seems like a lot of people have already gotten dead.
They got God, and they're dead.
They're gone.
When you get God, it equals dead.
Yeah, you're gone forever. You don't come back. The script doesn't bring you back for another season. That's it. But let's start with of course the one who we all know for bringing the show to us is 50 Cent.
50.
How do we view what Kanan's character is going to provide for this next season?
What I kind of feel about him is I feel like his transition to how he already kind of shows himself on screen to a character that is on screen is a probably kind of easy transition for him. Kind of like how he played himself and, Get Rich or Die Trying. To him to be kind of like a corrupt, kind of shitbag, piece of shit, real tough guy. He probably doesn't have to act forever to nail that kind of a role in a show.
Not at all. I definitely feel you. I think he along with I feel wrong for not knowing the name of the writer's name exactly, but it's Courtney something. I'm not exactly sure what her name is, but she is definitely putting 50 in a position to just be himself, pretty much. But ironically, the hashtag that he's been running with a lot via Instagram, the Get the Strap, that was something that she wrote, the writer, the main writer of the show. So I'm interested in seeing where she's wanting to take the character, because I think she has a very big input on the character. But as of what we've seen on screen with 50, I mean, it's like he has no limits. But it's great to see these 3 guys get together. And that last scene from season 4 when they were sitting in that car,
yeah,
and they were just all on the same page pretty much. But I'm wondering how long is that gonna last though?
With this, what do you think? How much creative control do you think 50 has on the show overall? Like his character, the plot, just character plot development. How much control? I mean, obviously his hand is deep in there, yeah. But how much control do you think he really has?
I don't know. Percentage wise, I would say control wise in the business part of it, I'd say he has a big aspect of that, because I think he provided a lot of the financing that was needed for the show to actually start.
He might have helped make a whole bunch of things kind of all come together.
Yeah, I think so. I think he did. I think that he's willing as an actor, we've seen him enough from his career. It's been long enough to see him through, and he's been in a lot of independent movies and stuff. He did a deal where he was doing a lot of different movies that maybe people didn't know about, movies with Val Kilmer and I don't know, just random movies he was doing that I
remember that movie.
Yeah, I definitely think he's very deep inside how this show is being developed, because I mean he's on social media speaking very very openly, what I'm saying, and being very direct with what he's doing. And I think he's got a big pull in it, And I think he's, like you said, he's definitely like the person who kind of orchestrated a lot of it and got all these characters together and got these people that could play the roles together. And I think they were drawn to him as well. I think they saw his name on it and they were like, I think we can trust this because we know, if he's going to do something, he's not going to do it half-assed. He's going to go all the way with it. But as far as the show goes, we've spoken about 50. We've spoken about what he's done with this show. How do we feel about Joseph Sakara's character, Tommy? How do we feel what he's going to maybe provide for this season coming up?
Well, first off, Tommy in general is probably my overall favorite character. Like, he's a hothead, he's crazy, but am I allowed to cuss on here?
Yeah, go for it, man.
He goes hard as fuck. He's crazy as shit, but he's such a cool character. I told you about when I first started watching this show, when I thought he was gonna, spoilers, I thought he was gonna die when he was like, what was it, like some underground kind of like parking garage warehouse.
When Milan and his people had got him, and
he put off a really good fight, but initially, like, the numbers got to him. I thought he was gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, I was stressed out watching that whole scene because I thought he was gonna die.
It definitely did not look good for him.
No. It looked like he was about to enter that list of people that are, you guessed it, dead.
Gone.
Like, they're not going to be in the next one.
Yes. And I think what I said earlier about how they were sitting in the car and, he said, who likes Italian? So we can see that he's definitely made the connection more with his father and the Italians and getting the mob involved with this, trying to get rid of Dre. So, good segue. How do we feel about Rotimi or Dre, his character? How do we feel? What do we think is going to be his role? Is it going to be short-lived, or do you think he has longevity in the show from this point on? I mean, how do we feel about Dre?
Well, in my opinion, Dre is a very interesting character. I think that him kind of playing like both sides of the fence, basically he's doing a whole lot of shady stuff, and my prediction / spoiler would be if he keeps doing this kind of like shady stuff, that eventually like Tommy and Ghost will find out, like literally catch him red-handed, or something's gonna happen to where he's gonna get himself killed. Like, he's kind of already, if you watched all the material and episodes up to this point, he kind of is already at this point where he's out there. He can't just be completely shady and just pretend like he's a super humble, loyal person with no like dirt on him. Like, Tariq knows about the dirt he has. I think Tommy was kind of on to him, especially with that one where all the dope and stuff got burned up in the warehouse. Yeah. So Dre is not a ghost. Like, he's on the radar. Like, if he keeps doing this messed up stuff, something's gonna happen to him. He's gonna get himself killed.
Yeah. And it's clear by them sitting in that car together and watching this whole deal that Dre thought that nobody was going to know about, and how it was all going to be his next play, that he could get into the position he wanted to be, the leader of everything, and take over. As he's been saying to people, he's going to take over and whatnot. And, I think the Jimenez are even, very weary of him. I don't think that they're very confident or 100% confident. Even after that meeting at the end of the last season, I still think that Dre believes in his head that he can take care of everything. He wants to believe he's that strong, but I don't think he has enough time in. Ghost and Tommy and Kanan, they were together early, and they went through this for years. They've been in it. As far as how the show develops them or how they are perceived, it seems as if they've been in this for a long time. And Dre, I think his days are short-lived. I think it's only a matter of time. I don't know if he's going to make it through the season.
I would agree with you. What I feel about Dre is, like you said, I feel like he thinks he's smarter than what he actually is. And I don't know in specific detail if we've already seen it, but the kind of people that Ghost and Tommy are, they're very smart. they're the kind of people that will like let you believe that you're so smart and you got everything figured out, and then when you're busted, it's like checkmate. You're busted and you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna get you at the end where like, hey, I saw what you tried to do, but nah, dog, we've been known everything you're doing. We knew you were gonna be right here. We knew you were gonna try to fuck us. We knew everything you were doing. Like that's the kind of shit Ghost and Tommy would do, or Ghost by himself.
Yes, and that's what's so great about this show. This show is so unpredictable in the fact that any character can get. I mean, they've had discussion. I've watched interviews. I'm sure you have too, and seen what they've said. Like all of them know that at any given time, for whatever the story is meant to do, and however it's progressing, anybody's privy to having anything happen to them in any way. You know, whether it be that they may have to do a sex scene, whether it may be they have to be killed off or whatever. You know, those days when they go in and they read these scripts, you know, the show is developing for them as much as it is for the people that are watching.
So as far as like a prediction, I don't think Dre will last through this season. If he lasts through this season or even mid-season, I'd be pretty shocked. What do you think?
I think the same thing, man. And also another character that I'm worried about if he's not careful enough, because he'll get this idea that he's too big for his britches already. It'll be Tariq. I think Tariq is definitely a character that he's too boisterous. You know, he's too willing to be out and do things that he thinks he knows about. He has seen very little portions of things. You know, it's unfortunate. I mean, to see Raina pass away in the way she did, I say pass away.
Yeah.
She got deaded. You know, that was just wrong. That was just completely wrong. But I think that he believes because of that, it means that he's ready for this lifestyle. He's ready to be in this. And so that leads us to, again, Tariq. What is Tariq's position in this season? What is he going to provide for this season?
I think he's still very motivated on trying to act on revenge. You know, his sister got killed, and I feel like he's not trying to, like, if he tries to interrogate someone or get information, I don't feel like he's going to take no for an answer, like, from anyone. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think there's anyone that can really stop his motivation and determination. And to what you said, I think that he's someone who is very young. He's a strong person. He's learning a lot, but like even if you go hard and you're smart and you catch on quick, you don't know the streets 100%. Like it's fucked up. Mm-hmm. And if you get caught slipping, a lot of times you may not get a chance to recover from that. Like when you get caught slipping, like that's the last thing you've ever done in your life because you're dead.
You're dead. That's what that's called. It's that's your dead.
That's your dead.
So yeah, I'm hoping that I'm wrong, you know, because I think that for the investment I have in this show, you know, I don't watch very much TV in general. Right. I don't really watch many TV series, but this, as soon as I started watching it, it just caught me, and I was like, man, you know, this is crazy. You know, these characters, every character, I feel like is doing their due diligence. You know, there's not one character that I think that you can point at that, even if it's a big role or a small role or if it's a whatever it is, I think everybody does their part well. And Tariq, I think, has definitely played his part. And as it's getting on, you're watching him turn into like Ghost in a way. But I think he's not level-headed enough yet.
What I think his problem is, I think he doesn't understand, like, 100% the kind of drawback or repercussions he can have for digging and pursuing things the way that he's doing. You know, like, everyone knows you're Ghost's kid, okay? But when he's, like, really deep in this kind of, like, underworld kind of crime community, he may not understand, like, hey, man, you might just not get a pass. Obviously, your little sister didn't. Yeah. I just made that up on the top, but that made sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, like when he was talking to Dre and kind of like threatening him to tell on him. Like he's besides Dre, unless I'm forgetting anyone, Tariq might be the second person that I'm kind of wondering, like, depending on how far he goes into this, man, we don't know how long he's going to last as a character. And when you were talking a second ago, is because you showed me this show, and the show is really good at presenting a variety of characters, and you care about the character development, you care about the plot development, you care about what the characters are going through, you care about where the story is going, and that alone is a really good experience to view as a viewer with any kind of content. Anything else that's good is a plus.
Yeah, I think we're watching a lot of these characters have to do things that you wouldn't expect from the first season. You know, the first season, it seemed like it was no way you could tell that it would get where it is now, and that's what's exciting. Because, like I said, about how it seems like they don't know just as much as we don't know. You know, the actors and us, we're both like learning this as it happens. We're not like, there's not a lot of loose time that where only one person knows what's happening. There's not much of anything to know. You know, you're like trying to figure it out, which makes it so much more exciting. And that's also why I feel like it's never going to be a point where this show could get stale. They can choose to extend it as long as they want, or they can end it when they want, you know, because they're introducing new characters now. Even with Lorenz Tate, you know, I don't really know much about his character. His character's pretty new. He's a council member, I guess. And that's, you know, adding to the storyline. I've heard, you know, there's new characters that they're developing for this season. So you could definitely go through all the other characters, and Tasha and Angela and anybody, you know, the whole there's a Keisha, there's a lot of different characters we could go through, but I don't think it's necessary. What I want to know is if anybody else has any comments or opinions or views on what they think that this is going to happen with this season 5 of Power. Please just subscribe to my channel. That's the Werds Illah podcast on YouTube.